I got my first ticket in the Mustang, and it's not what you're thinking it's for. And today, we're gonna make sure I never get another one. So you might be looking at my Mustang and thinking it's all good, all fine, lovely looking car. The cop didn't think so. You might be saying, Nick, were you speeding in the Mustang? No, I'm not stupid enough to get caught. I mean, I don't speed. Maybe I rolled through a stop sign? Also incorrect. Did I decide to pop a fat burnout? No, the rear tires on this thing are $700 each. The only time I'm ever gonna pop a fat burnout in this thing is when I leave a Cars and Coffee event and I'm trying to avoid a crowd. So what did I get my ticket for? You're looking at it right now. I don't have a front license plate. So today's the day we are finally gonna be making my GT350 road legal. At least for that one cop who likes to give me a ticket. And we're also gonna work on my Subaru because I crashed it. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's start working on this. As always with these projects, mission one is to get the car up onto the lift, but we had a little bit of a problem. I need to cut a piece of wood. It's too low to go on the ramp. Can I use the chainsaw? I really didn't think this would be so much work. I never claimed to be a woodworker. This is very difficult, okay? Now with the wood cut the correct length so I won't snap it in half right away, we can finally get the Mustang on the lift and get this plate bracket on. Fast forward about 2 hours, the car is finally up onto the ramp, and now we can get my front plate bracket on. What's actually really cool about this is you don't need to drill like into your front bumper. You attach this to the bottom of your car. And then it's actually got a quick release, so this goes on and you can take your license plate on and off super easily. So let's give it a go. So I think I figured out what I need to do. You see this bolt and this hole? That's the holes that I'm actually gonna use for this. That is so smart. So I think I just basically take that out and take whatever's out in there, and then I just put the bracket on. That's so sick. Wait, what? We've had a slight change of plans. I am now using the world's most jank drill with a bit going into a bit, into a bit, into another bit. My proper drill stopped working, so this is what we're using. Got him. Step number 1 on the instruction manual should be only attempt this mod if you have the world's smallest hands. I really hope the cop who gives me a ticket watches this video and appreciates what I'm doing right now. Like I said, it's not the right tool, but it did the job. If this thing falls off while I'm driving, I'm gonna cry. So now that the bracket's under the car, I can get this on, and this is what the actual license plate sits on. So if I push, there we go. Yeah. Okay, and just so I feel better about this thing, I need to say it, that's not going anywhere. All right, so now that we've got the front plate on the Mustang, I will hopefully not get pulled over by any more cops. Also, I know some of you guys might be saying, wait, didn't you actually get pulled over in 2021? Yes. And for legal reasons, I am also recording this video in 2021. Anyways, now we can get the Subaru in here. Let's get that up onto the ramps, and I can tell you how I crashed it and what we're gonna do to fix it. And at the same time, we're also gonna give it an oil change so it doesn't blow up like all the other Subarus do. And again, before we blow it up, let's get it up onto the lift so we can do this. So if you see this black part, that's actually our front splitter that I installed last year. I made a whole video about it. Very cool. Anyways, you can see how aggressive it is in the front. Until you come to the massive chunk that's missing. So here's the thing. Last winter, there was a massive snowstorm, so I decided to do what all Subaru drivers do. Pull a James May.
Oh shit!
You know, I was having fun the way you're supposed to have fun with an all-wheel drive Subaru in a massive snowstorm. You can figure that one out. Anyways, I was having so much fun with my Subaru in the snow, I smashed into a snowbank and shattered my front splitter because it was so cold outside, so it just kind of snapped. And by that I mean, if you're watching this and you're a member of the Canadian government, I was driving at legal speeds and had an accident. Today we're gonna fix my skill issue by removing the entire front splitter because let's be honest, it's going to happen again as soon as it starts snowing. So front splitter, you were awesome, but it's time to say goodbye. I think in the future I probably need one made out of rubber so it bends when I crash. So I think I remember how to undo this. I think I'm just gonna undo all of these bolts and then hope for the best. They're also looking a bit sus, so this is probably a good thing. If you're wondering about my skid plate, it still looks fantastic. I really wish my proper drill was working. Ugh, he's like dripping rust. Yeah! Ow, he's hot, hot, hot. Once again, welcome back to the air. Did you see that? Did you see that? My car just spat on me. I ended up getting pretty frustrated trying to undo all the bolts because they were all super rusted, so instead, I just pulled on it as hard as I could. Got him. Yeah, that seemed to work. He's off. All things considering, this actually held up really, really well. Like, this side is still in perfect condition, pretty much. This side is missing a massive chunk. Hello, Tiggy. That's crazy that that bolt survived, but it's still in there, man. So now that we've got this thing off and we no longer have a piece of broken plastic on the car, I can do what I actually needed to do to the Subaru. I've never actually done my own maintenance to my cars. Doing an oil change is literally the most basic of basic maintenance things, and it's something that I think everybody should know. And today, I want to see how hard it is for an absolute novice. In the past, I've always taken my cars to dealerships to get them done or to like independent shops, but the problem is those cost a lot of money and honestly also take quite a bit of time because you've got to drive all the way there, get an Uber back or whatever, or hang around there. And long story short, I'm just like, how hard can it be? So here's the deal. You might remember last year, I put this skid plate on my car. It basically prevents big ice blocks from hitting the underside of the engine and causing any damage. So what I've got to do an oil change is take panel 1 off and take panel 2 off. Then I'll be able to see the oil plug and the oil filter, both of which we're going to change out today. Also, I don't know why, but a little while ago, my ratchet broke on this, so I've got to use it like a boring old wrench, so again, apologies. That's done up super tight. Panel off. I can already see my oil filter up there. Nice. That is my camera over there. And if we go to that small little hatch, that is the oil bolt. Basically, this is the oil pan. All of the oil goes in there. And then that bigger hatch has this bright blue thing. That is a Subaru oil filter. We will also be changing that out today. So right, this is the engine bay and this is our oil cap. It actually tells you what type of oil you need. So for this one, it's 5W30, for example. And that is exactly the, hold, the oil I got. So what we need to do is unscrew this. So obviously we can drain the oil from the bottom. Keep this safe, you need this. This is what's gonna catch all of the oil. All of the oil will fall in here, hopefully. And then once you've got it all in here, you can pour it back into the bucket, take it back to the store, and they recycle it. I've gotta be lightning quick so I don't get covered in oil. I got covered in oil. I definitely should have done this earlier. But for a first go, I think that's pretty good. Anyways, while that drains, I can go get another sneaky tool. And the way we're gonna do it is by using this. This will actually fit over our oil filter, so any oil that spills should go into the cup instead of onto the floor. And that's when I ran into the next problem because whoever put this on decided to put it on so tight I couldn't get it off, so off to the store we go for tools. Now that I've run into my second skill issue of the day, it gives me a perfect chance to jump into the Mustang, run to the store to get some new parts, and I can tell you a little bit more about my new front license plate. And I'm not gonna lie, we're not off to a great start because as soon as I came out of my driveway, along the bottom. Long story short, we're just gonna need to watch out for where we drive and how we drive. We're gonna have to take every single little bump at a bit of an angle now so we don't smash off the front license plate and get another ticket. Before we get to Canadian Tire and need to pick up our part though, I think we need to do what this car was made for. There's a whole bunch of different options like these socket sets or the wrench ones. That's what I went for. We had a little bit of a delay there, but now I've got some wrenches and now I can try to take this thing off properly. Got it. Finally. Now I can do my little cup trick. I don't know if this cup trick is actually working. He just spins in the cup and it doesn't work properly. There we go. Got him. So again, we'll let that keep draining just to get all of the oil out, and then we'll put the new one in and get this thing filled up. So this is the oil filter. This we have to fill it with oil, so I've got a little funnel, and we can fill this guy up with oil just to make sure this has oil in it before the engine turns on, so we're getting the proper amount. It turns out that I was a bit ambitious with how much would fit in there. This is harder than it looks. In the hole, please. There we go. Turn. He is turning. I think I nailed it. All right, I just need a little bit of a tissue just to wipe up anything where oil splashed. Before we fill this thing up, I just need to actually torque down the bolt that we took out to drain the oil. Listen for a click. There we go. 33 foot-pounds. Beautiful. Again, it'll say in your manual how much you need, but there's actually a really convenient scale on the side of this to tell you how much to use. So let's go. He's obviously going to take quite a bit. He's going to use most of this, so fill, 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 fill. I'd rather put too little in to start, and then we can fill him up more at the end. We want our oil level to be between those two dots there. Look at that. It is bang on in the middle. It is literally bang on in the middle. I think we might put just a little bit more oil in there just to fill it up that little tiny bit more, and then I'll feel comfortable about it. And, whoop, we're good. Done. Job done. All right, screw this back up. And now we can turn the car on and hope it doesn't blow up. Very nice. Let's go back in business. So all in all, doing your own service, is it worth it? I would say yeah. Now that I know what I'm doing and that I've got all the tools, I'm pretty confident that I could bang this out in like 30 minutes or so, which is way faster than going over to the dealer, dropping the car off, taking the Uber home, waiting for the phone call back, then going all the way back and doing the same thing. And it's also way, way cheaper. Here in Canada for a service, you're probably gonna be paying anywhere from like 50 to 150, maybe even sometimes like 200 bucks. Everything today, including all of the tools that I bought, cost me less than 100 bucks, which is just insane. So not only am I doing the services faster, they're also cheaper. It's like a win-win, honestly. So there you go. I think we're gonna do some more of these in the future, for example, on the Golf, but I'll save that for a future video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon with some more. See you then. Bye.